The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation promotes, preserves, and perpetuates music, culture, and heritage through programs, cultural, educational, and economic activities year-round. Learn more at jazzandheritage.org. This program is brought to you in part by the Eugenie and Joseph Jones Family Foundation, a local foundation proud to support education, the arts, and culture in the greater New Orleans area. The Chicory House Bistro at the Rink offers breakfast and lunch daily. And now a new bar upstairs inside the Garden District Bookshop, 2727 Britannia Street at Washington Avenue. Learn more at therinknola.com.
I'm Peggy Laborde, and welcome to Steppin Out with updates from the local restaurant, arts, and entertainment scenes. Joining me, Poppy Tooker, host of Louisiana Eats on WWNO. Hey, Miss Poppy.
Hey,
Brad.
Peg.
Love it, love it. Gwen Thompkins. She is the producer and host of the public radio series Music Inside Out. Hello, Miss Gwen.
Hello.
Hi.
So nice to be here.
And glad that you're here. And Alan Smason, editor of the Crescent City Jewish News and theatercriticism.com. And Poppy, you've been jazz festing.
I've been to the festival, and you know that means I get a pork chop sandwich in my purse. And oh, Peggy, I guess I can't chew and talk. I'm sorry. But anyway, yes, Miss Linda Green, who got the key to the city last week. The classic
The
pork
Yucca
chop
Man
sandwich.
lady, huh?
Yes, the
Yeah.
Yucca Man lady.
Yeah.
Boy, is this my favorite thing. It smells good, huh, Peg? But there's
really good.
so much good new food out there that I want to tell everybody about. New from Clessy's over there by Gwen is fried alligator with homemade pepper jelly. And of course, they have the boiled crawfish concession now. From 10 Talents Catering, directly adjacent, we're talking about in Food 1, there's a sunflower salad with grilled shrimp. TCA Brocado has a new dish. So along with their shrimp, sausage, and okra gumbo, they've got a vegan gumbo that is smoked mushroom, and I bet it's delicious. Now, Vucinovich, and these new foods, I gotta say, you gotta look for the little yellow sign. They're not on the big banners. But Vucinovich over in Food 1 has a chicken parm poor boy. That's pretty yummy. And then all I can say about this is like a hot Hubig's pie on steroids. Something new, from Miss Wheaties. That's a blueberry and cream cheese little hand pie. It's a sweet thing. And then over in Food 2, you can go see Charlie Pierre from Fritai, and these are his spicy wings with passion fruit barbecue sauce.
Oh my God.
New in Congo Square, that's where Miss Marie's sugar dumplings are, and she's serving a German chocolate cake, not looking exactly the best that you might see because I've been dragging it around the fairgrounds. And Angela's Bakery has also new this year a chocolate pecan turtle that you're going to find around and about the fairgrounds. So much good eating to do out there. And now we got to move right on for big congratulations to Amanda and Isaac Toops, because they announced this week they've got a really big new restaurant opening this fall. It's going to be called Armada. It's in the historic Cotton Exchange building. It's going to, I don't know, 130, 140 people it's going to seat.
Carondelet, huh? Yeah.
And what you're going to see there is the influence of lots of European travel with Ivy and Poppy. They're two little girls who do speak French. After all, Isaac did get his start with Emerald, so he's got really great classic chops. And, pork chop. Oh, yum, talk about a pork chop there. But he's going to be doing beautiful French, Spanish influenced. It's going to be fabulous. But don't forget those cracklins at Toops Meadery, because I'm just saying they're better than the ones out in the fair.
Okay.
Just saying. And then I want to remind everybody it's time now to get your tickets for Grodat Youth Farm's Spring Dinner. It is a lovely dinner that I have been to in the past. It's set picturesquely on 7 acres in City Park. The dinner is Tuesday, May the 13th. I'd like to point out that the dishes from the chefs include our only James Beard finalist this year, Caitlin Guerin of Lanyap Bakehouse, and there'll also be food from Alma, Adis Nola, Fritai, Zanola. The tickets sell out fast, so get your tickets now. And then Antoine's, you know, our precious Antoine's restaurant now is celebrating, I can't do the math, I can't remember, is it 180 or 185 years? But they have new spring specials that include a 2-course lunch for $25. This is running through the end of May. And the lunch is cold Martinique salad, or an artichoke bisque, the steak sandwich, or the grilled salmon. And then for brunch, and so that's $25
That's a deal.
at
That's a
Antoine's.
deal.
Now, on the weekends, you can get the 3-course brunch for $42, and that's when the steak sandwich becomes steak frite, and the grilled salmon gets topped with the crawfish, and for dessert, you get the Creole cream cheesecake. So, yum. And then, I don't know, you know, Mother's Day is coming up, Father's Day. GW Fins is now doing the Catch and Cook program, which means that whether you're a local angler or you're going out from out of town on a charter boat, you can bring your fish or have the boat captain drop the fish with Chef Michael Nelson, and he will cook it for you.
Wow.
And in look at that beautiful food. And in particular, they recommend saltwater therapy charters. And so that's one that they've been working with closely, but they've got other recommendations too. And just get those GW Fins reservations because dinner's always delicious.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And turning, of course, to Miss Gwen, also Jazz Festing, that's
Yes,
second
I just
weekend.
come from the festival, exactly. I interviewed Ricky Lee Jones today, which was fantastic. And so, yes, I'm looking forward to going back to the festival. And on Friday, I have, you know, so many people have recommended to me, and I've listened also, people from the Trombone Shorty Foundation and all, they recommended Son Rompe Pera, which is a Mexican band. They are a fusion band. They play marimba, they play danzón, rock, ska music. Son Rompe Pera means she breaks pear, which means that a little bit of a ball breaker, you know, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And the band is, you know, they've only been around for fewer than 10 years, but they've gotten a lot of great publicity, and they're really fun. And they're going to be there featuring Gil Gutierrez, who is a world-renowned guitarist, actually. He's played Carnegie Hall, he's played with so many symphonies, and that's going to be at the Cultural Exchange Pavilion on Friday at 1:40. Also on Friday will be you know, I mean, the beginning of the two-headed coin that is Irma Thomas, right? So the Gospel Soul of Irma Thomas is going to roll out at 3:45 at the Gospel Tent on Friday. It's going to be wonderful. She always makes such a deep impression at the Gospel Tent each year, and each year is precious with Miss Irma. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing her. On Saturday, Ricky Lee Jones, the woman I've just left, actually, she's going to be performing at the Shell Gentili stage. That's at 1:40, and she's just, you know, we're talking a woman with 19 albums. I didn't realize that she'd come out with 19 albums and all. And her most recent album, of course, was nominated for a Grammy, you know, Pieces of Treasure. On Saturday, oh, no, I'm sorry. We're still on Saturday. Ricky Lee Jones, I'm going to start with, that's going to be at 1:40 on Saturday at the Gentili stage. And then later in the afternoon at the WWOZ Jazz Tent will be Nicholas Payton and a group that is called Triune. or Triune, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it, but it's going to feature Kareem Riggins, a wonderful percussionist and drummer, as well as Esperanza Spalding, the great Esperanza Spalding, who's won every award possible, like 3 times, you know, or more. And so that's an awful lot of talent, even if you can't pronounce the name of the band. That's going to be at 4:20 on Saturday at the Jazz Tent. On Sunday, Las Hermanas Garcia of Mexico. You know, Mexico is the nation that's being centered this year. They are an adorable set of sisters, actually. Las Hermanas means the Garcia sisters. And they're going to be at the Cultural Exchange Pavilion. They do wonderful singer-songwriting harmonies, and they're just lovely, adorable, at 12:40 on Sunday. And then the last show on Sunday at the festival that I'd like to see is the other side of the coin with Irma Thomas, and that's going to be Galactic, the great funk band. They're featuring, of course, Jelly Joseph, who is their singer, along with a special guest being Irma Thomas. And as you know, Galactic produced and played on Irma Thomas's most recent album, you know, Audience with the Queen. So this is Irma in gospel, and this is Irma in funk. You know what I mean? All within the context of 3 days and all. So this only scratches the surface of what that woman is capable of. So I'm really looking forward to it.
All right, thank you so much. And moving over to Mr. Allen.
Yes, and that was a Galactic Island album, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah.
So,
Audience, they produced
Audience
it.
for the Queen, yeah.
Ben Elman.
Yeah,
oh,
fantastic.
Gosh, they're great.
So, you know, Peggy, we talk about theater right now at the same time as you all are talking about Jazz Fest. It's probably a good idea if you're a theater company not to go head-to-head with Jazz Fest, but if you're a new company like the Palace Players, it's probably not a bad time to sort of gauge how many people you can bring in less than opportune times. A string of pearls concerns a single-stranded necklace that's passed down over the course of 35 years from husbands to wives, daughters to girlfriends, and others. The 4 cast members of Mona Nasrai, Gabrielle Briona, Danielle Morvan, and Marcia Pearson play 40 roles. It's directed by Lilania Gunn. The show runs 3 more times, tomorrow night and Saturday, and then a final Sunday matinee. It plays at Big Couch, which is at St. Claude and Desire. I would like you to check that out, and you can get tickets from eventbrite.com. Now, finally, Rivertown Theaters has announced its season subscriptions are now available. And it's a season with all musicals, some old chestnuts, and a couple of newer works. They kick off the season with a little Do-Re-Mi, The Sound of Music by Rodgers and Hammerstein, a classic for all to see. Based on the memoir of Gypsy Rose Lee, next up is Gypsy by Julie Stein. It's the story of Mama Rose in showbiz, navigating through burlesque time. Ricky Graham has the first of 2 holiday shows, and the second is by the Big Easy Boys. These are not included in the season price, but both will bring seasonal joys. Now, think of Disaster by Seth Rudetsky. That kicks off the beginning of 2026. Then in February, you'll be all shook up with music by Elvis in the mix. Cinderella is included in the package, but unfortunately not Legally Blonde. Not to love Cinderella's impossible, and of Elwood's you'll certainly be fond. So there you have it. A 5-show package of Sound of Music, Gypsy, Disaster, All Shook Up, and Cinderella, with add-ons for a 6-show season with Legally Blonde, and with a 5 or 6-show season, you can qualify for a discount for Christmas Time in New Orleans by the Big Easy Boys and Babes. And It's a Wonderful Life, y'all, will be an extra show, but one you won't want to miss with Ricky Graham. Check it all out. Rivertown Theaters for the Performing Arts at rivertowntheaters.com. Now, for those of you who love Funny Girl when it was here at the Sanger just a few weeks back, we have a treat for you coming up on Monday on the NOLA Theater Talk Show. I had a 14-minute-long interview with Julie Benko, who is the star of Funny Girl on Broadway, with her name above the title after the Beanie Feldstein role, and she left, and prior to Leah Michelle taking over the role of Fanny Bryce. Julie and I talked about her experience starring on Broadway and her being as a part of the short-lived Barry Manilow musical called Harmony that was on last year as well. The interview will be played back on the NOLA Theater Talk Show this coming Monday night when I welcome the national tour stars of Hannah Shankman, who played Fanny, Melissa Manchester, who played Rose, her mother, and Cheryl Stern, who plays Mrs. Strakash. You'll check it all out on NOLA Theater Talk, stars from the national tour of Funny Girl with Julie Benko. Again, the show is on the NOLA Theater Folk Facebook group, the theatercrism.com Facebook page, and my own YouTube channel.
All right, thank you so much. That was very well done, Alan. You made a rhyme, darling. It was very impressive. All right, the next WYES Season of Good Taste dinner is Wednesday, and it's at Saffron Restaurant. Here's Dana Hansel and the chef to tell us all about it.
Hi, this is Dana Hansel with WYES, and we're here to talk about Season of Good Taste at Saffron. What a fabulous restaurant it is. And today I am with Chef Vilku, who is a top chef by James Beard, and he's also, this restaurant's been named one of the top restaurants in New Orleans by New York Times, and they have many, many, many awards. It's amazing. And on May 7th, you are going to get a fabulous meal, and also you're opening a new venue across the street that will be an extension of the restaurant as well as private venues. So this man is busy, but he is preparing a fabulous meal for you on May 7th. And why don't you tell us about it, Chef?
We are so honored to be part of this lovely organization and happy to be invited to this WYES fundraising event. We are a reflection of our New Orleans culture and Indian culture melting together in our cuisine. We'll be serving you dishes like Indian-style crab cakes and a Gulf fish crusted with Indian spices, but done New Orleans style. And they'll be serving you some pork vindaloo, which is one of the most popular meat dishes on our menu. And then, of course, a very popular dessert, which is a pineapple upside-down cake served with a warm custard and with raspberries and lots of flavors on top of the cake.
And it's delicious. Last year we were sold out. We're sold out again, but go to the waiting list because it does open up. And let me tell you something, Chef keeps the food coming. Everybody had it. And he pairs it with some of the best wines in the city. So we're excited. So how do you get those tickets? You go to wyes.org/events and put your name on the waiting list for Saffron. We'll see you hopefully May 7th.
Yes, indeed. Go to wyes.org/events to be added to the wait list and check out, though, the other upcoming special dinners. Oh, my goodness. Now it's time for our picks of the week. Poppy.
Well, you know, Mother's Day is May 11th. So I am going to just start off with the Mother's Day recommendations this week with Antoine's Mother's Day Brunch. It's $75, and I can't imagine where Mother would rather go. But next week, y'all tune in because I've got all kind of last-minute Mother's Day ideas.
All right, great. Thank you. Gwen.
Well, I'm a big fan of Craig Robinson, who's a comedian and actor. You might have seen him in The Office or Brooklyn Nine-Nine or Parks and Recreation. And he's also a wonderful performer, singer. And he will be performing at the Dewdrop Inn on Sunday evening, this coming Sunday, with his band called His Nasty Delicious. And they are very good. It's R&B. It's fantastic. 2836 LaSalle Street. The doors open at 8, and they're just wonderful. And this is a whole series that the Dewdrop Inn is doing after hours. You know what I mean, during and after the festival. And PJ Morton and Trombone Shorty curated this series, so it's fantastic. You know, everybody's been. You know, Big Frida. You know, Tariona Tank Ball, so many, and now Craig Robinson.
It's so nice that that venue is historic venue is back up. I mean, it really
They're doing a good job.
Really good job. All right.
Okay. In addition to Doubt, which opens this weekend at Le Petit, and Something Rotten opening next weekend at Rivertown, I want to remind everybody about a terrific little show starring Rich Arnold and the Victory Bells at BB Stage Door Canteen. There are 2 sets of bells, and they'll play on alternate weeks. But the good news is they're on all this month, on every Wednesday, starting with an excellent buffet at 11:45, and then of course you can see the show. Or if you just want to see the show, it's only $20 at 1 o'clock. I'll be off the show for the next 2 weeks, but we'll return with reviews on Tiny Little Things, Doubt, and Something Rotten when I return. Until then, I'll see you at the theater.
Oh, right. And I sure wish that Bing and the Bells would have some nighttime performances too, you know. But anyway, we're asking you to think about that, everybody, at the World War II Museum. Okay, now my picks. The Friends of the Jefferson Parish Library will hold their big book sale Friday and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Sunday, noon to 5 at the Pontchartrain Center. Over 18 galleries will open their doors on Saturday from 5 to 9 in the 300 to 600 blocks of Julia Street and the surrounding area. Carol Halleck is featured at Gallery 600 Julia and Jose Maria Cundin at Callan Contemporary. And an opening reception fundraiser will take place for a new exhibit on the pioneers of women's Carnival this Thursday at 6 p.m. at the Presbytere. Eventbrite.com for tickets. And tickets are still available for the WYES Western-themed gala next Thursday at WYES at the station. Check out our online auction, over 150 items for all pocketbooks. And how about, I've got a few show and tells, how about a hot pink electric guitar signed by, get this, Taylor Swift, Lady Gaga, Adele, Ariana Grande, Miley Cyrus, Sabrina Carpenter, Olivia Rodrigo, and Billie Eilish. Oh my goodness. Okay. Tickets for, and we have lots of other great items, tickets for 6 to Emerald Lagasse's 2025 two-day-long Carnival de Vin extravaganza, and featuring award-winning vintners, renowned chefs, and entertainment. It's on November 7th and 8th. How about a Viking 8-day European river cruise for 2? Choose from 6 different excursions. From Cemetery Jewelers at Riverbend, oh my goodness, the Bernard Wolfe collections, sparkling, multifaceted black spinel necklace, an earring set, and that is a 24-karat gold plated sterling silver triple strand 17-inch collar with matching dangling earrings. And go to WYES.org for tickets to the gala and to bid on the items. And a reminder, in just a few minutes, we're going to be showing you a very special performance by Judith Owen. But before we do, we want to kind of go around the table here and talk about, we're all sort of in the Jazz Fest mode here pretty much, but I had a few food things too that I wanted to mention. Gallagher's and Patterson's both have these seafood combos, and they're both very different. But there's a pecan, catfish pecan meuniere, oof, very nice. I think that's Gallagher's. There's a crab cake, also from Patterson's there. But just, I mean, so many good things. And I was with some dear friends, and the mango sorbet, the mango freeze, and a friend had to have a snowball. So if it's been in a while,
a Plum Street snowball.
Yeah, you gotta have a snowball. And I'm just trying to think about crab meat ravagate. Oh my gosh, the list is long. Poppy,
well, you know,
more thoughts?
You can go see the Roman Taffy Candyman, who is my dear heart, and that's right over there by Plum Street Snowballs. I always think that the fact that they managed to put together that oyster patty shell, the crawfish beggar's purse, that is like high-end restaurant food that they turn out right there on the fairgrounds. And it is not Jazz Fest for me unless I'm having some jamma and plantains. I do love that from Benetchin in the French Quarter. It's just also delicious. You had a good cocktail today, didn't you?
I did. I mean, it was so good that I actually cannot even tell you what it was, except to say that there was tequila involved, and it was fabulous.
Well, I will say, if you go to the Rhythmporium, a frosé, which is kind of a bit of a frozen, looks like a frozen daiquiri concoction, and it's with champagne, and I want to say, is it vodka? There's something else in the frozen part of that. But talk about really good. Oh, Cochon de lait pour boy.
Oh, the cochon. And how about the frozen iced coffee? You know, I start my day with that, or an affogato.
Those are amazing.
There's just so many delicious things.
Well, and then the standard, the bouquets. I mean,
of course,
oh
trout
my goodness.
bouquet. Hard to believe you can get that at the festival.
Absolutely.
The list is endless here.
Yes.
I'm so glad.
Yes.
But now let's hear from Judith Owen. She's going to be performing this Sunday at BK House, and we'll show you. That's on Sunday at 7 o'clock, and BK House is, of course, at 1113 Chartis. And we are so thrilled that she was actually in our studios last week. She is singing Please Send Me Someone to Love. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.
Heaven please send to all mankind understanding and peace of mind. But if it's not asking too much, please, please send me someone to love. Sure, this world, how to get along, 'cause peace will enter when hate is gone. And if it's not asking too much, please, 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 please send me someone to love. I lie awake at night and ponder this world's troubles. And the answer is always the same. The endless man puts an end to all this hate. The world will end in flames, yes it will. What a shame, what a shame, what a shame. And just because I'm living in misery, don't think I'm asking you for your sympathy. And if it's not asking too much, please, 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 please send me someone to love.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation promotes, preserves, and perpetuates music, culture, and heritage through programs, cultural, educational, and economic activities year-round. Learn more at jazzandheritage.org. This program is brought to you in part by the Eugenie and Joseph Jones Family Foundation, a local foundation proud to support education, the arts, and culture in the greater New Orleans area. The Chicory House Bistro at the Rink offers breakfast and lunch daily. And now a new bar upstairs inside the Garden District Bookshop, 2727 Britannia Street at Washington Avenue. Learn more at therinknola.com.